now you almost have to go through a complete body cavity search to get on an airplane. And that's pretty demeaning, in my opinion, and it's pretty taking away a lot of my privacy. And as a person handicapped that has a hard time standing, going through a security line and having to stand there not being able to touch anything is really demeaning to me.
Did you see the report of the boy that couldn't even walk? He was 4. He was in leg braces. He couldn't walk more than just a few feet. They had just gotten him in that last month to be able to walk a few feet in a wheelchair. They made him get out of the wheelchair without his parents' help and go through the metal detector while he was crying. It's all an act of submission, recording our naked body because somebody might do something. We're all guilty now.
That's correct. And I think we're going to see more and more of that kind of thing as, quote, a deterrent to terrorism, and it's only going to take more and more of the freedom from us. And they're doing that gradually, and they're also doing that in terms of taking our financial freedoms away from us.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because they're raising taxes on every level. Police have been caught with quotas that are illegal all over the country. And they're just building up this police state to forcibly extract this from us. And I agree with you. Regardless of whether terror in each case is real or staged or not, it's being focused on the average free person as a pretext to take our rights, as the Homeland Security document showed last year. Wayne Paul, stay with us.
You look like an angel, walk like an angel, talk like an angel, but I got wise. You're the devil.
Well, our predictions borne out. Glenn Beck's gone wild, saying a 9/11 truther shot the people at the Pentagon with no evidence of it other than some message board stuff. Here they are from last night. September 11th, conspiracy theorist opens fire at Pentagon. Why are they so scared of people that talk about staged events? But we're getting into that in the next hour after Wayne Paul leaves us. Wayne is a CPA. He's been battling the IRS, exposing their activities for years. Whether you think the income tax is constitutional or not, what we know isn't constitutional is their treatment of people. No due process, their own special courts, seizing things just because they feel like it, just like the family court. We know they violate the Constitution and Bill of Rights every day. We know they drive people into suicide, into desperation. Most people that own businesses can't pay all these taxes or they'd go under. Wayne Paul, you've been battling these guys for years. You were talking about financial tyranny as we went to break. Talk about that now.
Well, one of the quick things I would like to point out is that last year, the government, in their infinite wisdom, decreased the withholding tax tables that employers had to withhold money from the employees to send to the government. And they said, here, we're going to give you a break. The problem with that is they never changed the tax rate for the year as it relates to the tax return. So now we're filing tax returns for the year 2009, and guess what? Many, many more people owe taxes this year, where in prior years they either broke even or got a few dollars back. So they deceived the people during the years, saying they were going to give them a benefit, but oops, they forgot to change the tax rate tables. And guess what? We have to pay for it now. So
is it true that they're going to charge? Is it true they're going to try to charge penalties and interest if people don't have the money?
Oh, absolutely. After April 15th, penalty and interest accrues.
And most people who work at McDonald's or at an auto repair shop or, for minimum or medium wage, they don't even understand the system. It's just taken out. So a year or two from now, they're going to get hit with a big tax bill with masses of interest saying you didn't pay your tax.
And that's absolutely the case, and that's probably the most frustrating part of my work is try to negate or eliminate penalties and interest on taxes because of errors the IRS made as well as errors that the taxpayer makes. They're not very willing to ever amend or adjust penalties and interest.
And the IRS makes a lot of mistakes, don't they?
Well, there was a GAO audit about 15 years ago where the GAO put 10 people in a room, gave them all the same tax information, and lo and behold, when the 10 returns were submitted, there were 10 different answers. So who's right?
And now what we found is they've changed the laws the last 3 years for CPAs. You can tell us about that, putting burden on you. And so CPAs I've now found that I keep hiring are trying to make me pay more than I even owe under the fraudulent system because they're scared. So they just say, give all your money to them. Get all your money. Everything must go.
Yeah, what happens is I am now being audited under my tax preparer ID number to see my consistency or how I prepare returns. And if they find something that they believe would be inconsistent to the code, then they can come and just attack me as a preparer because I consistently do something that they consider is not correct. So they audit the preparer as much now as they audit the taxpayer.
Well, let's come back and get into more of the IRS abuse that you've seen, because from all the reports I've seen, they don't even follow due process, nothing. They just grab bank accounts, do whatever they want.
Well, unfortunately, that's the case, and it's difficult to properly answer every IRS notice. The majority, GAO stated about 6 or 8 years ago that probably 80% of IRS notices that are sent to people are incorrect notice.
Absolutely, 80%, but they don't care. Stay there.